let's talk about trekking poles. You like our new setup? Because we just moved in. This is what we got. No full-on studio yet, guys. Maybe we won't have one at all. We'll see. In the meantime, since we have no furniture, we got the hammock set up in the living room. We got some plants. We got a skull, which, I'm gonna be honest, is not a Halloween decoration. And we're just gonna do a quick rundown of the TSL Carbon Connect trekking poles. Now, we've tested TSL trekking poles in the past, and generally I like them. They tend to be a little more complex, let's say, than your standard trekking poles. They usually have a lot more engineering going into them, a lot more working parts, a lot more styrofoam. The handles, TSL tends to generally kind of be more aggressive, I guess, in their handles design. They've definitely come up with some unique styles of trekking poles, some of which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm sure some people would like them, but I personally haven't found them super useful. I'd rather just have your regular old trekking pole with a handle and a simple wrist strap and, twist or flip to lock mechanisms. But I was willing to test these because I do like one feature of TSL's trekking poles, and that's their little feet, little boot, I guess, that goes on the bottom of the carbide tips. Let's open it up and I'll show you. Now, they come in these little storage carrying cases. Honestly, I just think this is wasteful. This is not how I store trekking poles. And even if I did, there's a lot of excess fabric here and stuff that's gonna make them kind of bulky to store in tight spaces. And I've always lived in tight spaces. I've never had a garage or anything like that to just store endless amounts of gear. So anyway, probably the first thing I'll do is get rid of this. I'll donate it to Goodwill or give it away to somebody on a Buy Nothing Facebook group or something. But anyway, they come in this case. Not a huge fan. Bye. Now, they also have, let me just unfasten here. I do like that they come with this little Velcro thing. Although, frankly, a thing of red whips works just as well for something like this. And I'm a big fan of red whips. We have so many of them around the house. But this is nice. It keeps them together. Now, you got two trekking poles. They come as a set. And I wanted to test these in particular, the Carbon Connect 5, because of how small they pack down. I'll put that one down. So check it out. It's fairly short, which means this fits into a carry-on size bag, which is what intrigued me most about them. I don't have full-size luggage. Usually I'm traveling with a carry-on. Not that I would recommend trying to carry on trekking poles. It's really up to TSA's discretion whether or not this counts as a weapon, and they may take them from you. Frankly, I'm not willing to risk it on a pair of poles that cost over $100. So just keep that in mind, but they do fit in a carry-on size bag. So if you're checking that, that's really helpful. They fit in a regular size duffel. They're really small and compact, so they fit in the side pocket of a day pack, which is really nice. And this one in particular is a quick, connect series, which means that they just sort of unfold. All you have to do is pull on this bit here, and it locks in place with this little button, and you've got your pole. Now, this does mean that they are only slightly adjustable. There is one quick adjust clip here, and it does have a fair amount of adjustability, so that's nice, but you will still want to make sure you get one that's the right height for you. These were perfect for Josh, but they were just on the edge of too long for me, and we're only 3 inches apart height-wise. So I did have mine pretty much all the way down and locked in place, but it's really nice because they're fast. This is the boot that I was talking about. Like I said, goes over the tip. If there's one thing I hate about trekking poles, it's that really annoying click, 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 click sound that you get when you're hiking over rock or gravel or whatever. I hate it. It drives me crazy. I'm not outside to be listening to that awful sound. So these make it really nice and better than the regular smooth bottomed boots that come with most trekking poles, because these are more grippy and they bend and flex, as you can kind of see here, which is really nice because they offer quite a lot of traction for how big these are. You know, it's really pretty impressive, and it keeps the noise down. These are really quiet, and I like them a lot. And frankly, I would probably just buy some of these for all of my other trekking poles. Anyway, what else I like about these are the carbon version of the Connect pole. And they are nice and light. They're not the most ultralight I own. If you want to see more ultralight trekking poles, my favorite are the ones from Gossamer Gear and Diorite. We'll link those in the description below. Those are slightly more true ultralight, whereas this guy, most of the weight is actually in the handle. There is a lot of foam here, which can be helpful if you're going uphill and you just need to quickly, you know, adjust your grip. You're taking a big step up, which is nice. Just lower your hand a little bit, grip tighter, and push up. It's a nice foam ergonomic handle, which is great. I'm not a huge fan of the actual wrist straps. They're just kind of floppy, like there's too much adjustment, so it's just kind of flopping there. But they are comfortable, and you can tighten them and loosen them for your, you know, hand on wrist size, which is nice. One thing that I guess is cool, I haven't used it much, is when you are strapped in, if that makes you uncomfortable, which it does some people, you can quickly and easily hit this button and it'll deploy. So if, say, you trip or fall or something, or you just want to quickly get your trekking pole away from you, you can push the button and pull the strap right out. Now, if it's not super tight around your hand, that's going to be a little tricky to do one-handed. Let me see if I can do it if it's a little tighter. I really have it in there. So that's not bad. It works best probably if your pole gets stuck in something and you're like lurching forward, if you can think too fast enough. I'm not actually sure how helpful it is, except for maybe when you just want to release your trekking pole quickly. Say you're trying to help a friend who's like tipping over on a log or something like that. You just want to get out of your trekking pole without having to, you know, fuss with the wrist strap. Otherwise, they do come with accessory baskets, a small one and a large one, which is nice. And I do like this system better than some of TSL's other systems, which these, you just have to push the red disc there and it will release whatever accessories you have on, and you can just slide them off. Some of their other trekking poles we've tested in the past, which we'll link to below, obviously, you have to really, really push hard, and it feels like you're going to break something, and I don't love that. So this is much better. Although it you know, is more moving parts that it feels like you might have to repair or replace it more often, but I haven't had to yet, so that's good news. Speaking of replacement parts, the only real thing that makes these poles sustainable per se is that they are repairable. TSL says pretty much everything they make is repairable. So if something does break or go wrong, you can buy just the part that you need. And they do come with a warranty. So if something does go wrong in the first little bit that you own them, you'll be okay. These are made in the French Alps, and we tested them actually in the Austrian and Swiss Alps. Sorry if that's offensive to you French Alps people. If you want to see where we tested them, we'll link to the whole video about the Arlberg Trail in Austria below. You're going to want to watch that one. That's all I'm saying. That's the TSL Outdoors Carbon Connect trekking poles. They're pretty decent. I like them. They're great for travel because they fold up into such a compact size. They're functional. I love these little boots. The quick release accessory clip is great. And I love that there's still some adjustability so that you can sort of adjust them based on height and whether you're going up or down or whatever. So yeah, we'll put a link to these in the description below. And if you are in the market for some good solid trekking poles that aren't too heavy, you should check them out. You should also check out Terradrift on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Terradrift on all of those. Plus on terradrift.com, where you'll find rad stuff like gear guides and highlights, and some of our favorite adventures we've gone on recently. You should also check out our Patreon, because we're doing giveaways once a month, and only Patreon members get to enter the drawing. We'll link to the review of the product we're giving away this month, that's October, in the description below. So yeah, hike on, with a good pair of trekking poles preferably, and wander on.